Generic greetings and welcome back once again to the Last Starship. Today's beverages. A nicely carbonated and botanically brewed dandelion and burdock. So welcome back to the game. And previously we were doing some more manufacture, specifically working on the next part of the Stargate project up to phase 8, the Nebidium capacitors. We made the Stargate capacitors basically, and we were also doing the trouble with tidlets, which is these little guys. And well, we've got more on the ship, and we are trying to bring them back to the Science Institute, the Institute of Interstellar Life Forms, actually. And we have 28 tidlets on board. If we go basically beyond this line here, they perish. So that's something that I'm obviously going to try and avoid. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to continue on with that mission as well as the construction. So let's do just that. Over to the foundry. All of these are now going to get changed to the Nebidium capacitors, which is our next job. And these Stargate actuators will change the storage up to Nebidium capacitors, like so, which is fine. And now the guys are going to crack on and obviously do all of that. So yeah, there we go. So this is going to require Stargate capacitors, which we've got loads of, and Nebidium ingots, which we've certainly got a load of. You can see it's all over the place. Oh, good grief. Right, these guys here, I'm going to tell them to go for scrap metal, because I've also got lots of scrap metal lying around too. I can sell the motors and frames, I believe, but I don't know what the next phase of the Stargate project is, so I'd rather just wait and see how we get on that one. How's a Xelion energy cell just rocked up there? Okay. But there we go. There's the first one off the production line, getting made, so that's all good. Procedurally cruiser, we will jump. And like I say, we're trying to bring back these tidlets, which currently we're up to 51 tidlets. Every time we jump, they reproduce. Not now on this one. Let me go over to... well, I need to get to there, but if I jump too far beyond that line, I do think some of them perish. But I don't know how many. Oh, 186 now. You can see. Okay. Let me just go to jump. Like that. And then finally, the last jump. We're now up to 310 tidlets. Can you get them off my ship, please? And deliver. And that's 446 tidlets on board. You can see what's going on. Right. We have a little infestation, as it were. Naturally, this is supposed to be the... what are they called in Star Trek? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. How come I've forgotten the name of them? It's a fairly famous episode from the original series, but then they appear, I think, in some form or another throughout the franchise. I think DS9 had them. Tiddles? No, I don't know. Anyway, it matters not. Research. Metallurgy. Begin research. The AG Foundry. We can see we are now getting the Nebidium capacitors, which, if we go over to the Stargate project, we can sell only a small amount of them for 500,000, which takes us be taking us over the 10 million mark, which I'm going to be using at some point in the series to basically make a big warship of some kind, or at least multiples if I can. But we'll see how we get on. As always here as well, solar panel. If there's any, the things do replenish. It's as if like there's like an interstellar economy going on, or at least a planetary one. Let's install solar panel like that. That's all good. Procedurally cruiser, we are delivering, but it's going to take ages. You can see all these guys are going to have to go over. We have the gas collector that's currently not collecting any gas, but it needs to be into the system. But you can see this Xelion tank's full. The astral temptress, we should probably... Oh, fuel. Sorry. Pipes. Fuel. There we go. It was because it was paused. Right, I want to move this stuff over to here. So it's interstellar logistics. The interstellar logistics we did once, and it was good to set it up, and I can appreciate it. It just, I don't know if we, need to do it. Look at the damage on this thing. I think it's sustained a couple of hits here. So we're going to be bringing over to here all of this, all these stable isotopes, because we've got the foundry. We can load in the stable isotopes and it goes in this tank. That's the plan. How's the Procyon cruiser doing? We're still delivering them. Oh, alright, okay. We've just opened the floodgates essentially to the to these things. The tidlets go. Look at them all going. And that'll be the trouble with tidlets. First part completed. They're very obliging, aren't they? They're going of their own accord. And there we go. The space hoppers. Incredible work, Captain. Can't believe how much we've seen in such a short period of time. I've been analysing the onboard sensor data while you've been travelling around. They don't exhibit any sort of physical mating behaviour, but there is a detectable energy exchange going on, and always between groups of 3. They must be reproducing through some form of telepathy, and only in triplets, and only in hyperspace. No wonder they're such a rare creature. These findings will make an incredible research paper, Captain. I'll be sure to credit you as the pilot who found the first living specimens. I would offer to name the creatures after you, but they already have a name, so apologies for not being able to honour that tradition. You'll be getting a call from Dr. Swanson very soon. He funds my lab and all my research. I've talked to him in directing some of our research grant to you as a fair reward. Okay, there we go. That is the first part of that, I believe completed. Oh, there we go. So, Dr. Magnus Swanson, which looks like... they look like... There's a character from the film Hackers. It's like, I can't remember the name now. It's like the security guy. Anyway, Magnus Swanson, Captain, on behalf of the Institute of Interstellar Life, thank you. A monumental discovery. Now let's talk. Real scientists like Artemis like to take all the credit and bask in the glory of their peers. If your name does show up in the research paper, I'll bet it'll be a very last page in the smallest font available. And despite funding of his work for years, my name will be even lower. Fine, really. Different names. He can have the glory. I'm interested in the breakthroughs, science that comes from these discoveries, the potential. Anyway, thank you for your work, Captain. Here's a reward for your efforts. 1 generic units of currency. No, it's going to be how many? It's going to be it's 150,000. There we go. That's not too bad at all. Fine. Let's see about here. Stargate. Sell all. That means we've already produced over half of the capacitors that we require. Brilliant. I believe also we're still shipping over from the Temptress all of this. Yes, let me just keep an eye on the installation. I think it's fine. Procyon cruiser is just sitting here, but that's all good. Don't need to go and destroy the hostiles. Mission-wise, contracts, mining, eradicating thugs, passenger transport. We don't need to do any of that. You know, we're making our money from the Stargate project and from mining and some such. Well, and for just making all this. Solar. Oh. Have a scroll down here. Small storage. No. So we'll just send this away. Oh, Artemis is calling. Captain, we're hoping to run some more experiments on the new life form I've discovered, the Toppingbury tidlet. If you could visit my institute, I have a contract that you might be interested in. Travel to the institute. We are already there. We will accept. Okay, so what do they have to say? Welcome back, Captain. I must say the corridors at the Institute have been alive with excitement over this wondrous new life form. My paper has already been provisionally accepted into all top nature journals, which makes me so proud. The word on the grapevine is that the Nobel Prize Committee may be looking at our work. Exactly, so we must continue this important research. We have a great deal of data already, but we need to take some more measurements and refine some of our estimates. We are particularly interested in their reproductive process. course you are. We're going to send you to the batch of top-ring tidlets. Want you to run a series of tests on them in hyperspace. Sending you a pair of specially modified science stations with a sensor tuned to their telepathic reproductive process. I wrote the firmware myself, and there we go. Let's receive them and the sensors. So we need you to take the tidlets on a series of specific hyperspace jumps according to the effect of their recording the effect of their reproductive process on their physiology. Most of these experiments can be done, hopefully, without harming the creatures. We need to zero in exactly how long the tidlets can survive in hyperspace. This will regrettably require you to jump beyond the safe distance and record the effect on the telepathic processes, so the tidlets may be lost in the process. It does make me quite uncomfortable, says Toppingbury. But with your permission, we can begin. Install new sensors first, Captain, and stock up on FTL fuel. You'll need it. 3 or 4 jumps ought to be enough, and we'll do all of that. So most of that is done. We just need to go install and telepathic sensor stations, which can go anywhere, really. I'm just going to put them here, maybe. There we go. And cables. There you go. And that's now done. And let's start simple. A couple of medium-range hops should do the trick. Perform some jumps. So, within this circle here. So, prepare the jump. We'll jump back to here. And, wow, we're going to actually get the phases completed in this episode. I didn't think that would be the case, but here we are. Okay, jump number 1. Trouble with tidlets, part 2. Excellent. The sensors are working nicely, and we're receiving science packets. Let's do one more medium-range hop to gather more data. So, I'm just going to jump back. Actually, no, I'm going to jump in there to NG12 because that gives me more opportunities to jump around. And there's the other jump. Top and Bree will be in touch again, I'm sure. Yes, indeed. 19 tidlets so far, all working well, Captain. Now onto the real science. We can see the effect of a very short hop. Not know if there's minimum hyperspace distance below which their reproductive processes simply do not occur. Make the jump, and let's see how they do perform a short range hop. So I can hop to there, so we'll do that. So jump, and oh yep. There is a few more. 39 tidlets now on board. Fascinating, Captain. It appears that the tidlets' reproductive processes occur even at incredibly short hyperspace distances. How do they find the time? I'll hand you over to my colleague for the final experiment. Captain, the professor has asked me to oversee the phase of this experiment. Need you to make a long-range jump beyond the safe tidlet distance. Need to know what happens to them under the effect of hyperspace shock, and this will also help us calculate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's gone off the screen. So... yeah, okay. Is this repeatable? This stuff here? Because I thought I'd already done it. Okay. I'm just going to go for reactor efficiency here. Right, so we need to jump... Oh, and you see quite a way. I'm going to go to that colony there because I want to buy things. Jump. And... Oh no! I need you to make a long-range jump. Oh yeah, there we go. Get in position and make the long-range jump. Done it. Already done it, mate. Already done it. And, oh, sadly, 7 dead tidlets on board. 7 of the tidlets, Peter, have perished. That's such a horrible thing to witness. Can't allow this sort of experiment to be done again, Doctor. So unethical. The sensor data suggests telepathic make ritual does begin during the longer jump. But the telepathic energy you introduce between them produces so much heat that their core they ultimately catch fire and burn out from the inside. One can only imagine that must feel like. There's something else there showing on deep inside the core of the tidlets. Ah, there's a reading showing up on the sensors deep inside the core of the dead tidlets. Bring them back to me, Captain. I think we've done enough today. Return the tidlets to the Institute. Return the bodies to the Institute. Right. Before I do that, though, training, defense, weapons control center, and... also trading, crew, weapons officer in a spacesuit, because we're going to install that. Weapons control sensor. Well, I was going to put it there, which is next to that one, but I guess it's going to have to be here. Put it there, and also I'm going to dismantle and move. I'm going to shift this one across. There. Cables, connections. I'll have to change this up now. So this one Well, this one's all the port stuff, isn't it? Port cannons, port, port, and port. The back one is not connected. Starboard cannon, starboard, starboard, and starboard. There we go. Right, back to the shipyard we jump. And then we're in safe distance. Jump! Okay. Deliver the tidlets. Foundry, I believe we're up to... There it is. Stop production on everything. Because we've completed the Phase 8. Well, no, we completed, I guess, Phase 7 to Phase 8 of the Stargate project. Only 2 more phases. Never have I gotten this far in the game. For this, for this Stargate project. I've still got so much Nebidium. Is there anything else to smelt? Oh my good grief. Why are they not installing this? They should be. Phase 7 completed, Phase 8 available. Unknown component. Unlock this component through research. Oh. So. Where is that going to be? Haha. It is new. How curious. Right, I'm going to sell... I'm going to sell some stuff. Storage. Create none. Andromeda project. Hello again, Captain. Congratulations on completing the latest phase of the Stargate project. We are very impressed by your commitment and dedication. The project is a new task for you. One of our scientists is investigating a new life form called tidlets. Ah, yes, they are. Upon death, a crystal is formed at the core of the tidlet. Well, how do they know that? Because we haven't done the tidlet mission yet. But apparently they know. The Andromeda project would love to relentlessly farm these tidlets, but due to recent accidents, they've become a strictly prohibited species. Ah. The scientist you are going to visit is researching how to ethically produce these crystals. Believes the new sector's resource will be a breakthrough for his research. Visit him and provide him with a sample of the Zelion. Deliver resources, deliver a shielded Zelion, and Nebidium ingots. Okay. I can, I think, do the shielded Zelion. Shielded Zelion and Nebidium ingots. So I've got Nebidium ingots. I just need a shielded Zelion. Let me just double check here. We are getting rid of all the tidlets. Okay, made another interesting discovery. Our sensors were recorded and it appears a type of crystal is being formed in the core of several of the dead creatures, almost like a small diamond. There it is there. Must be formed in the final moments of the life. That telepathic energy focused to a lethal feedback loop. Our lab tells the crystals aren't like anything we've seen before. Let's get the remaining samples for analysis. Thank you, Captain. So there we go. That's the trouble with tidlets part 2. Foundry, right. So I need to deliver shielded Zelion and the Nebidium ingot. So shielded Zelion is, let's see, it is a shielded Zelion. It is in not here. It's shielded Zelion. I need a shielded canister. Okay, I can probably do that. There's reactor efficiency completed. Do it again. Right, so Foundry. I needed shielded Zelion. Double check here. Which requires a shielded canister. So, shielded canister is it in here? Shielded canister requires precious metals. Okay. I'll make the one. Logistics. From the foundry to the gas collector. Where is it? Where is it? They haven't shifted it because there's no storage available. That's why. Sell. Shall I sell some Nebidium ingots. Definitely don't want to sell all of that many. I'm going to sell a couple of hundred. Because I've got Nebidium ore anyway. There's 250. Oh, Dr. Magnus Swanson's calling. Captain, there have been several developments within the Tidlet research program. We need a competent Starship pilot once again. Please visit us at the Institute of Interstellar Life Forms and travel there. We can do that over here. But I'm going to do Brave New Sector Part 3, maybe. Let's finish off... Well, actually, this thing for a start. I'm going to do a bit of jumping around with the Temptress. I always do that to harvest myself some of these hyperspace isotopes. And this is the best way of doing it. Just jumping between the two like this. And it's just filling up that tank. So all I'm doing is jumping between the two. As you can see. And every time I jump to a sector that we can buy from, we are, yeah, we're getting our fuel back. Which is good. Just finishing the trade. You can see, just jumping around. Getting this all filled up. I don't know if we need to make any more of these. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to say... I'm going to stop outputting these, actually. Shut that off for now. Because I don't know if we need any more. And I don't want to fill this ship with it. I just realised as well, I've set that canister on the go. They load the isotopes. They still haven't done it. They should be loading these isotopes. Storage. Shielded Xelion. There we go. So there's one shielded Xelion. No. No, not shielded Xelion. Shielded canister. Done. Which I'll then cancel. And cancel. Because from this, I want to send from the foundry to the gas collector 1 unit of Nebidium ingot and 1 unit of shielded canister. Because why not? And oh yes, this hasn't got the bay on it because I've not hooked it up. Drone bay. I'd like it on the front, but it's going to go there. That'll do for now. And cables. Now, does this actually have any drones? I don't know. Where are we at? I'm going to go with... I'm going to start researching this like hydroponics, because you never know, we might have to go through and do that for some of these others. Trading drone. Confirm that. So we've got 1 shielded Xelion and 1 Nebidium ingot. And we need to go over there. Brave new sector. Okay. Here we go. And do I need to deliver it now? Greetings, Captain. The Andromeda project hired me to work on synthesizing crystals produced by a creature I discovered, named them the tidlets. Upon death, crystals form the core of the tidlet. My job is to find a way to produce the crystals without harming the tidlets. The Nebidium and Xelion discovered may be the key to research. One moment, Captain, send a shuttle over. Right, okay. So we're sort of in between the two things here. Which, that's curious. That should be all the resources I need. I'll run the experiments to get back to you. Speak to you soon, Captain. Andromeda Project. Thank you for doing that, Captain. The Artemis will correspond with you directly from now on. Goodbye. And wait for the Artemis to call you about the experiment. Okay. Interesting. So I can't... Have I still got the trouble with Tidlet's contract? Bypassed. Oh, interesting. So, I didn't know what was going to happen then. So, Trouble with Tidlets Part 3 has been bypassed, and I can't do it any further. Okay. That's curious. I knew we were sort of doing them in parallel. I didn't think... I actually was thinking, really, that, this shouldn't be happening, and it's going to error out or something. Something's going to happen that shouldn't happen. Yeah. I thought, as I said, we're going to end up knowing more on the story with the Stargate program before doing this other Tidlet one. Yeah. Basically, and this is sort of spoiler alert here, but you would have seen it anyway. We eventually, well, the other scientist, was it Swanson? Yeah, Swanson sets up basically a Tidlet farm on a massive ship and jumping it, and it basically gets out of control. And I've completed that previously in a different series. Shame we're not able to go back and do it though, but it is what it is. And we didn't get any rewards from it because, like I say, bypassed it. But hello, Captain. I have incredible results. The highly powered Xenon laser can charge synthetic crystals made of nebidium to achieve properties similar to that of the Tidler crystal. Fantastic breakthrough, but I must warn you that the laser is incredibly radioactive. It will very quickly kill your crew if you don't correctly contain its radiation. Come back to the system, and I'll send you one of my lasers along with some radiation blockers to keep your crew safe. Next step is research how all this applies to the Stargate. My hypothesis is that we can use the crystal's energy density properties to enable jumps much farther than the one sector. And you can see we're basically receiving all of this. Good luck with your research, Captain. All right, well, I guess I'm going to jump this guy back. Like so. And there we go. We're now going to learn about radiation. Yes, we are. But that'll be next episode. We will learn about radiation. There's also now research, which is... Well, it says new research unlocked, but I can't see yet because we'll have to finish this most likely first. Yeah, okay, next episode we're going to learn about radiation. Curious. Like I say, a bit of a shame about the Trouble Tidlet mission. Eventually, as I mentioned before, we would have basically discovered that there had been unethical experiments on producing the tidlets by basically putting them all on the ship and jumping it, like sort of cargo hold essentially, and jumping it loads, and then it gets right out of control, and we eventually stop it. So yeah, but as I said, we are able to now continue on with the Stargate project, working on charged crystals, but we need to learn about radiation first. That'll be the next episode, and also I do eventually want to start to produce more ships, specifically combat ones. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, we'll go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.